So good evening everyone. जो कल न्यूमेरिकल दिया था वो यहाँ मेंशन किया गया है. So those who are able to solve, just write in the chat box what is the answer: A, B, C or D. Yes, 500 is correct. So how we will do this question? We consider the average molecular weight of an amino acid to be 1110 and the total molecular weight is given as 55,000 kilodaltons. We will simply divide with 1110 and the answer would be 500. So in the question, length of the protein is asked, not the number of amino acids. So we will have to think accordingly what is asked in the question. बिल्कुल सिंपल लैंग्वेज में गिवन नहीं मिलेगा. कई बार थोड़ा ऑप्शंस में और क्वेश्चन में थोड़ा ट्रिकी हो सकता है. बट 1110 वाला कंसेप्ट समझ आया था. 1110 और 128 वाला. Was that clear? Okay, fine. So can we start with our next topic, carbohydrates? Okay, today we are starting with carbohydrates. Okay, fine. So what carbohydrates are? These are basically polyhydroxy, aldehydes, or ketones. What carbohydrates are? Polyhydroxy, aldehydes, or ketones. Or in general terms, we call them as sugars. The sugars that we consume. Okay, how can we call them as polyhydroxy, aldehydes, and ketones? Let us see word by word. Poly means many, hydroxy means OH groups. It contains many hydroxyl groups along with the main functional group, either the aldehyde or the ketone. Not both of them are present, only one. Either the aldehyde group is present or the ketone group is present, but there will be many hydroxy groups in a particular carbohydrate. The general formula for carbohydrates is CxH2O. This is the general formula, but this formula is not applicable to all carbohydrates. This is the general formula, but this is not applicable to all the carbohydrates. Some of them, there is a exception, like C, Are you guys familiar with acetic acid? This is acetic acid. This is not carbohydrate. Still, it fits into this formula like C2O, H2O whole twice. But this doesn't fit. Yes, yes, fine. Yeah. Acetic acid is not carbohydrate, but it fits in this formula. So this general formula is not applicable to all of the carbohydrates. Now we will see the classification. First, carbohydrates can be classified as monosaccharides. What monosaccharides are? These are the simplest forms of carbohydrates. Example for this is, can you give the example of monosaccharides? Yes, monosaccharides are the simple sugars, but example of monosaccharides, like they exist as the single unit. उससे further उनका कोई भी composition present नहीं होता. There are many simple examples. Yes, glucose, galactose. These are the simple examples of monosaccharides. Let us see the example of monosaccharides one by one and how they differ from each other. Okay, yes. So what we are discussing here is monosaccharides. There are two terms. First one is aldose and the other one is ketose. So if the carbonyl group at the end of carbon chain is an aldehyde group, if there is presence of aldehyde group at the end of the carbon chain, then it is referred to as aldose. And if the carbonyl group is at any other position, then it is ketose. The aldehyde group is always present at the end, but ketone group can't be at end. Like it needs carbon here and here on both of its sides. So ketone is not present at the end. Is it clear? Aldose and ketose. Now there are some basic terms how we classify the monosaccharides on the basis of number of carbons, like how many carbons are present. On that basis monosaccharides are being classified. First is triose. Tri means three. It consists of three carbons. Haptose, five carbon. Hexose, six carbon. Is it clear? Now they can be classified on the basis of number of carbons. We will see the most important monosaccharide, that is glucose, and which is a hexose. It consists of six carbons. Is it clear till here? Can I move on to the structures? Okay. So glucose. See, there can be an open chain structure and a closed one. Open chain structures are basically in the aliphatic form like this. It consists of 6 carbons. The last one of that is CH2OH, and the first one consists of an aldehyde group. See, this is the open chain structure of a glucose molecule. When the oxygen atom lone pairs from the fifth carbon, when the lone pairs from the fifth carbon attacks on the first carbon, here, it somehow forms the closed structure, and that is known as Haworth's projection. No, we don't need to learn the structures, but जो जिनके भी important points लिखवाए थे उनके functional group याद रखने हैं, like tryptophan, aromatic amino acids, and they contribute to the spectroscopy. So वो important points याद रखने हैं. What are the acidic and basic functional groups? वो हमें याद रखने हैं. See, in the Haworth structure, we place all the carbons in this form. The first one of which is an alpha carbon, and we will start placing the hydrogen and hydroxyl groups like this. This is the Haworth projection of glucopyranose. This is the pyrene molecule. It somehow resembles to the closed structure of a glucose molecule, and we represent in this form, and it is known as glucopyranose. Is it fine? Is this structure clear? Now we will see the bonding that joins two monosaccharide units. And two monosaccharide units join to form a disaccharide. Example of which is a sucrose. It consists of glucose plus fructose. See, this is important. The monomeric units of a particular disaccharides, these are asked in exam many times. Other one is maltose. It consists of glucose plus glucose. And the third one that is common is lactose. It consists of glucose and galactose. This sucrose is present in sugarcane, which is basically extract to make the sugar that we use. Is it clear? Can we move on to the structures now? Okay. Wait a minute, I'm coming. Wait a minute. See, in a particular disaccharide, we are looking into the formation of maltose and the formation of glycosidic bond. What maltose consists of is glucose plus glucose. So we will draw the Haworth projection of glucose molecule and we will write what is important here. Like here is H and this side is OH and this is the first carbon. Here it is also the first carbon H and OH and this is the fourth carbon H and OH. See OH and H here forms H2O and this bond is formed. Is it fine? And here in the middle, it consists of an oxygen linkage. Like I'm drawing it again. This is the structure of a maltose molecule. Is it fine? Can you understand the glycosidic bond, how glycosidic bond is formed? Okay. See, this is the Haworth projection of a glucose molecule with number one carbon. It consists of hydrogen and oxygen. It links with the another C1 and C4. Like C1 is glucose first. It reacts with glucose, another glucose unit at C4 carbon, fourth carbon, and with the loss of a water molecule, this bond is formed. Do I need to repeat it again? Clear? Okay. See, another molecule which we discussed is lactose. Lactose is a milk sugar. It is present in milk. And the thing we have to remember is in lactose, same C1 and C4 linkage occurs. In maltose, C1 and C4 linkage occurs. But in sucrose, as sucrose consists of glucose and fructose, the linkage there is C1 and C2. This thing you have to remember, where the glycosidic bond is formed between these three molecules and what is their function. Is it clear now? In your syllabus, there is stereoisomerism too. So we will discuss a common term that is related to carbohydrates here only, that is mutarotation. What mutarotation is and where it is seen. Like, see, some compounds are dextro and some compounds are labio. Do you know these terms? Are you guys familiar with these terms? Dextrorotatory and labiorotatory. See, when in a solution, okay, I'm explaining from the starting. See, this is the solution of glucose. I am passing light through it. Okay. When it bends the light towards the right hand side, then it is known as dextrorotatory. Glucose is a dextrorotatory molecule, while fructose is a labiorotatory. It bends the light towards the left hand side. Okay. When there is a spontaneous change from dextro to labio in the solution, it is known as mutarotation. Is it fine? Do I need to repeat it again? Dextrorotatory compounds are those compounds which bends the light towards the right hand side, and these all are optically active. These are optically active, and when it bends the light towards the left hand side, then it is known as labiorotatory. And mutarotation is specific change when the molecule was first dextro and then it was labio. It is a particular condition. And this particular case is seen in case of, this is very important, where mutarotation is seen in case of sucrose molecule, as it consists of both glucose as well as of fructose. It shows the mutarotation, and that is why it is known as invert sugar. Why? Let me explain. Sucrose is formed from glucose and fructose. The total optical activity is plus 66.5 degree for sucrose molecule. For glucose itself is 52.5 degree, and for the fructose is minus 92.4 degree. Levio represents minus while dextro represents positive, and the rotation in the solution, what is like more, the negative part is more. So the solution was Levio when these two molecules are first added, but it somehow changes to dextro. And this particular thing is known as mutarotation. And this is the sign of equilibrium at particular when these molecules are reacting and it is breaking, like formation and breaking is at stable amount. Rate of formation equals to the rate of dissociation. At some point of equilibrium, mutarotation is seen. Is it clear? Okay. See what is dextro and what is levio. Dextro is represented by positive sign. It is the rotation of light towards the right hand side. And who can do it? Optically active molecules can do this thing. And in levio, it is represented by negative sign. It is the rotation of light towards the left hand side. इतना क्लियर है, like what is dextro and what is levio. उसके बाद हम फर्दर बात करेंगे. ठीक है. अब हमें एक्सपेरिमेंटली पहले से ही पता है कि ग्लूकोज क्या है, डेक्स्ट्रो रोटेटरी है, और उसकी वैल्यू एक्सपेरिमेंटली ऑब्जर्व की गई है जो कि 52 है, पॉजिटिव 52 है. दैट मीन्स वो क्या है, डेक्स्ट्रो है. ऐसे ही फ्रक्टोज की वैल्यू पहले से ही एक्सपेरिमेंटली ऑब्जर्व करी गई है जो कि -92 है, जो कि वो लेवियो है. तो अगर ये दोनों सॉल्यूशन में एक साथ होंगे और लाइट पास करी जाएगी तो कौन सा नंबर बड़ा है, 92 बड़ा है 52 से. तो सॉल्यूशन को क्या होना चाहिए, लेवियो रोटेटरी. ठीक है, मतलब उसको लाइट को लेफ्ट हैंड साइड बेंड करना चाहिए. इतना क्लियर है. बट जब ये दोनों मॉलिक्यूल्स आपस में रिएक्ट करते हैं, C1 और C2 कार्बन के बीच में ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन होता है, तो सुक्रोज मॉलिक्यूल बन जाता है. सुक्रोज लेवियो होने की बजाय डेक्स्ट्रो रोटेटरी है.
ये क्लास यार इनकी तो पता नहीं. सॉरी.
तो इंस्टेड ऑफ लेवियो इट इज डेक्स्ट्रो रोटेटरी. तो म्यूटारोटेशन हो गया ना, लाइक चेंज हो गया ना. पहले लेवियो था तो वो डेक्स्ट्रो रोटेटरी बन गया, तो हम इसी प्रोसेस को म्यूटारोटेशन बोलते हैं. इज इट क्लियर नाउ? ओके, लास्ट वाला स्टेप. सुक्रोज इज अ डाइसैकेराइड मॉलिक्यूल. तो उसकी दो यूनिट्स हैं, ग्लूकोज और फ्रक्टोज. यहाँ पर ग्लूकोज की +52 ऑप्टिकल रोटेशन है और फ्रक्टोज की -92 है. अगर हम इन दोनों को सॉल्यूशन में कंबाइन करें, टेक्निकली सॉल्यूशन लेवियो होना चाहिए क्योंकि उसकी ज्यादा है। बट जब ये दोनों मॉलिक्यूल्स रिएक्ट करते हैं, C1 और C2 कार्बन के बीच ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन होता है। उसकी वजह से सुक्रोज की ऑप्टिकल रोटेशन +65 66 हो जाती है, जो कि डेक्स्ट्रो रोटेटरी है। इसकी कन्वर्जन इसमें हो गई, तो उस प्रोसेस को हम बोलते हैं म्यूटा रोटेशन। ओके, so till now we have seen the monosaccharides part and the disaccharides part. Now we will see the common polysaccharides. What we will discuss now is polysaccharides. As the name suggests, it will contain many units. इसके common example हैं cellulose. Where cellulose is present, glycogen. इनके बारे में कोई आइडिया है? What cellulose is? What cellulose is? What glycogen is? And another one is starch. Yes, glycogen is stored in muscles and liver. What is present in plants? Okay, fine, yes. We will see all these structures one by one, like not go into too much detail. First, we will see starch. It consists of two things, amylose and amylopectin. बस इतना ही याद रखना है कि इसमें क्या प्रेजेंट होता है, किन किन से बनता है। So starch molecule consists of amylose and amylopectin. And what is it made of? Amylose and amylopectin. These are basically repeating structures of glucose itself. दोनों में ग्लूकोज प्रेजेंट होता है, बट इन दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है? यहाँ पर ब्रांचिंग होती है, हाई ब्रांचिंग। यहाँ ब्रांचिंग प्रेजेंट नहीं होती, अमाइलोज में ब्रांचिंग प्रेजेंट नहीं होती। And this is the chief food reserve material. किन किन में होती है स्टार्च? पोटैटो, राइस, बनाना, इन चीजों में स्टार्च प्रेजेंट होती है। ठीक है, अमाइलोज के बॉन्डिंग होती है C1 और C4 ग्लूकोज के बीच में, और अमाइलोज में दिस इज, consider this as glucose molecule, and these are connected by C1 and C4. This is amylose, and when another unit of amylose is there and they are connected by C1 and C6 molecule, then it is amylopectin. See, this is the branching here. In case of amylopectin, there is high branching. This is the composition of starch. Is it clear? Okay. Now we will see सेल्यूलोज। हमारे सिलेबस में सेल वॉल भी है, तो यहाँ पर इसके क्या डिस्क्रिप्शन है, जो भी प्लांट सेल्स होती हैं उनका इम्पोर्टेंट कंपोनेंट होता है सेल्यूलोज। तो सेल्यूलोज आर कंपोज्ड ऑफ सेल्यूलोज और हेमीसेल्यूलोज। तो हर जगह सेल्यूलोज प्रेजेंट होता है प्लांट सेल एज द सेल वॉल। ओके, एंड व्हाट इज इट कंपोज्ड ऑफ? It consists of amylopectin-like structure. फाइन, इसमें हमें ज्यादा स्ट्रक्चर डीपली नहीं पढ़ना। सेल्यूलोज में क्या होता है, अमाइलोपेक्टिन लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, ब्रांचिंग होती है C6 कार्बन की, और C1 C4 कार्बन के बीच में तो होगी, लाइक जो स्मॉल ब्रांचिंग यूनिट्स होंगी वो तो यही होंगी, और सिंपल यूनिट्स क्या होती है इसकी भी, ग्लूकोज। वी ह्यूमंस consume many plant derived things, but we can't digest cellulose. This is very important. Do find out why. This is your homework for today. Why can't we humans digest this cellulose? Why can't we digest this thing? You guys have to find out. I'll tell you tomorrow. Fine? Because we need human for that. No. No. किसी भी ब्रांच मॉलिक्यूल या फिर ऐसे पॉलीमर की डाइजेशन के लिए, उसके सिंपलीफाई करने के लिए, लाइक कोई भी पॉलीमर फॉर्म में प्रेजेंट है उसको मोनोमर में कन्वर्ट करा जाता है, और वो चीज कौन करता है, मैं एक हिंट दे रहा हूँ, पर्टिकुलर एंजाइम। तो वो एंजाइम ह्यूमंस के पास प्रेजेंट नहीं होता है। यस, एंड उस एंजाइम का क्या नाम है? यस, सेलुलेज। We do not have cellulase enzyme, that is why we can't digest cellulose. तो homework तो आज तुमने नहीं करनी। Next one is it fine? Is this clear? Yes, yes, cellulase is the right answer. Next one is glycogen. This is known as animal starch. Why animal starch? Because सेम कंडेंसेशन रिएक्शन यहाँ भी प्रेजेंट होती है, सेम अमाइलोपेक्टिन और अमाइलोज वाला स्ट्रक्चर भी होता है, but it is present in animals as their storage form. In the liver, mostly glycogen is present in the liver, and उसके बाद मसल्स में। तो बहुत ही डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछा जाएगा तो ये पूछा जा सकता है कि ग्लाइकोजन सबसे ज्यादा प्रेजेंट कहाँ होती है, लिवर में होती है, उसके बाद मसल्स में। एंड ग्लाइकोजन ब्रेक डाउन कब होता है, व्हेन वी डू सम एक्सरसाइज। ओके, तो ग्लाइकोजन को जल्दी से तोड़कर बहुत ज्यादा एन अमाउंट ऑफ ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल्स देते हैं, जो हमारे लिए बेनिफिशियल होते हैं। एंड द स्ट्रक्चर here is seen to the amylopectin. It consists of about 10 to 14 units of amylopectin, but how it is different from starch itself is its branching. The branching pattern in the glycogen is more diverse. Glucagon hormone converts glucose into glucose. Mhm. Glycogen, yes, glycogen into. सिंपल टर्म्स में इंसुलिन ग्लूकोज लेवल को कम करता है, तो ग्लूकागोन ग्लूकोज लेवल को हाई करता है. So is this clear? The carbohydrate part. यहाँ चीजें क्या क्या याद रखनी है एक बार मैं बता देता हूँ इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स. बाद में जब बहुत ज्यादा मॉलिक्यूल्स एक साथ हो जाएंगे तो चीजें याद ना भी रहें, पर जो इनकी बॉन्डिंग होती है वो चीजें बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी होती है कि कोई भी दो मोनोसेक्राइड यूनिट्स को कौन सा बॉन्ड जोड़ के रखता है, ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड. व्हाट इज द कंपोजिशन ऑफ डाइसैकेराइड्स like sucrose, maltose, lactose, and then the polysaccharide units, glycogen, starch, and the cellulose. Their function and structure. This is the main thing that you guys have to remember. Is it fine till here? So there are two terms left, that is epimer and anomer. Are you guys familiar with these terms? एपिमर वो होता है कि किसी एक कार्बन पे H या OH की पोजीशन डिफरेंट होने से वो मॉलिक्यूल पूरा चेंज हो जाता है. लाइक एपिमर इज दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस बाय डिफरिंग एट ओनली वन कार्बन position it changes the molecule itself. Like glucose and galactose differs themselves at C4 position only. OH right hand side होता है and H left hand side होता है. And in case of anomer, remember I have written H and OH in this way. When these things are upside down like this, this is known as anomer. This is alpha form and this is beta form. This is known as anomer. Is this thing clear? Do I need to repeat epimer and anomer? Okay, clear epimer, repeat. What do I need to repeat? See, epimers are those particular sugars that differ from each other at one carbon position, differing at one carbon position. एक स्ट्रक्चर बना के बता रहा हूँ। सिर्फ हम दो ही कार्बन को देख रहे हैं, 1 और 2 को। मैं पूरा नहीं बना रहा। C डबल बॉन्ड O H। These two molecules are different. This is known as epimer. And why they are different? Because the position, relevant position of hydroxyl and H. The molecules that are differing at single carbon only, they are known as epimers. Is this thing clear? Okay, fine. So that's all for today. In the next lecture, we will be discussing nucleic acids. Fine. That's all for today.